G'day everyone, welcome back to my Zwift journey. So today, stage 2, after an impressive sprint to the finish in stage 1, taking the victory, putting over 1200 watts out, we're looking to do it again here. So we've got another flattish stage, we've got one climb coming up here. So stage 2 of the Z-Racing series takes us to Jurassic Coast. So we've got Titans Grove, as you can see there, as the main climb, with a lot of rolling sort of undulations through that bit there before we come to pretty much a nice flat finish. So keen to get hooked into this one, and once again we will be trying to put the watts down and get another stage victory. So let's roll into the race. So now we're coming to the start line here. Obviously Cat C again, about 58 or 60 people in this one, so bit more of a bigger race than the previous one, which means there's more potential to get caught out with brakes and with splits and that sort of thing. So again, just got to be mindful. Biggest thing is getting to the top of the climb, and then I can conserve and just sort of see where we're at as we come to the finish line. But yeah, 9.5k again here. Should be a good one, but I just got to make sure I get to that climb in a good position and stay with the front group. So now that we've finished that bit of a fierce opening like all the Zwift races are, we can sort of settle in now and get through this rolly bit. As I said before, it's quite up and down, a lot of undulations, you know, gradients of up to 5-6%, but biggest thing is staying in the draft and making the most out of this draft. There's a lot of lighter people in this race that are going to be able to push through and drag us up through these hilly bits and through the KOM. So again, for me, it's just managing it and getting through this, and obviously not trying to burn myself out here and run out of legs for the end. So as we're about to start the climb now, the biggest thing is it's not that long. It's only about just under a k. I think it's about 910 meters, but it's going to be probably sub 2 minute here, and I'm going to have to really put some effort in, probably over 350 watts plus, because I can guarantee some of these lighter riders will absolutely push the pace and try and split this up. So again, it's not a huge climb, only about a kilometre long, average gradient of 4.3%, but it's just going to be a punchy KOM here that people are really going to push the pace on. So biggest thing now is just keeping an eye on what's happening in front, staying in the draft, and just making sure I get to the top with the group, and then I can coast down. And if there is a break, making sure that I unfortunately have to use the watts I can to keep in the break. Otherwise it'll be game over for when I want to sprint later on. Now this is also a perfect opportunity while we're tackling this climb to talk about a group that I'm in. So the Fitness Fellowship, created by Liam Shaw, YouTuber and fellow Zwifter. So yeah, he's created the Fitness Fellowship on Discord and in Zwift. Basically there's a way that we can interact and go riding, talk away on Discord, and enjoy those long rides together and do events like this where we can all ride together, and other big events as well. So if you want to check them out, links are in the description below. But yeah, let's get back to finishing this climb and getting ready for a sprint finish. Now, as you can see before, I really started to get strung out a bit, but now that we're sort of just about to crest the hill here and come under the banner, it's all closed back up again. So little splits did happen, but for me now, I can sort of sit back and just coast down this climb. I think everyone else should be able to pretty much get back on this group here. There won't be too many people that will get dropped, but for me now, I can just sort of sit in the draft and just sort of coast down the hill and get ready for this next bit, where again it does go up and down, bit of rolling hills action coming up, but for the most part shouldn't be too bad, and we can get to the flats and go from there. And it really didn't take long. Once we got down that hill, we got up this next little rise that splits started happening, people started to try and break away. So I've already had one guy go off the front and another one go straight into chase mode, and then another one follows him. So now it's sort of just keeping an eye on it, making sure that I can trust that the rest of them will chase it down, and as thankfully happened, we chased it all down pretty easy. So group will tighten back up here and then we'll go again. So we're starting to get down to the last section of this race here. We've had two riders break away, another one's followed, and looks like another one is going as well. So we've got a breakaway of 4, almost 5 in front, and I'm sort of starting to get a bit worried here. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to get closed down or not, if I should give chase. And this group sort of set up a little bit here, so I was sort of unsure, then decided, you know what, they've gotten 3 to 4 seconds in front now, we've got to give it a go. So me and another rider sort of got up and did the work coming up into this next sort of climb, and he chased him down, and I wasn't too far behind, and then we sort of had a little bit of a gap on the group, but they all caught up, and I actually did sit up a bit where I should have probably kept riding through this hill, so I sort of ended up off the back here and had to give it a quick little few watts there to get back on. But then for the most part, we were back in and now ready for the final sprint. So we're approaching the final 1 kilometre now, not too far away from the big sprint, and already we've had one person off the front going long range, so someone's gone from about a K away, and that's not my goal. I know I'm good for probably about half a K to ideally 300, 350 metres is probably where I peak at. I can get the most power, so we're just going to hold on here. No one else has really gone yet. The pace has upped a little bit now, but yeah, this guy is obviously off the front. He's going long range and seeing what he can do, but for us, we're going to wait here, wait till about 300 metres and then send it with the rest of them. So with 15 metres to go, I managed to get him right at the line by just under a tenth of a second there. So stoked with that, absolutely thrilled. I thought I was so far back and so far out of it. But yeah, to pip him right at the line, awesome. So looking at the results here, yeah, just managed to get him by a tenth of a second, and then it actually was pretty close all the way through the rest of the field. And not too bad time-wise for that race as well, looking at sort of other results and that. So overall, stoked with that, making it now 2 from 2, 2 huge sprints. So let's see if we can back it up and do it a third time in stage 3. We'll catch you then.